Hello, Jack.
Hi, Rich.
How are we doing today? I don't know if you're farting or falling or...
Do you hear that?
Welcome back, operator. Incognito's picking up some strange patterns in the global market.
Something that people should know about you. You love XCOM.
I adore XCOM, yes.
And XCOM has a grid-based movement system and is a tactical turn-based game. One of the very first games you wanted us to do for this show was the Banner Saga, which has grid-based movement and tactical combat elements. And now it was your choice of choosing, once again, for what we were going to do for an episode, and you chose Invisible Inc., which has grid-based movement and tactical turn-based combat.
You know what it is? What is it? Because the original XCOM came out like 15 years ago? I don't know, whenever it was, mid-90s. It came out mid-90s.
Okay.
And it's been pretty much dead since then, that kind of grid-based, turn-based combat kind of thing. And now with the success of the XCOM remake, it's kind of revived a bit. So I'm getting in while I can before it goes away again.
Closed door. You know what this is? It's a politeness simulator.
I like that.
You just close the door behind you.
I like that. Invisible Inc. is the new game from Klei Entertainment. They are the same people who brought us Mark of the Ninja, Don't Starve, and the two Shank games. Invisible Inc. It's like an espionage theme game, and you have a couple of agents, and they have to break into a corporate building and they steal corporate secrets or new technology, and then they have to get out alive. And it's a turn-based game where you move your guys one by one, then the computer takes a turn, and you have to avoid being detected by the roaming guards or the security systems.
Yes, and you have certain abilities, like you can hack security cameras, you can maneuver around guards or incapacitate guards. The longer you play in one level, the harder it becomes.
Warning, firewalls increased.
They have the alarm, which, by the way, nitpicky. This is total nitpicky bullshit. This is total nitpicky bullshit. But if it's an intruder alarm that gets more intense the longer that you're in there, don't they already know that you're in there?
Yes.
So why aren't they on full alert from the beginning?
Because game.
Exactly.
Obviously, to me, they don't quite know how to balance it yet. I think they're still working on that. I don't know. I have some issues with the difficulty of the game.
On a scale of easy, normal, hard, like where would you rank the difficulty of this game?
Ridiculous.
Yes, the game is hard as balls.
Well, it's a roguelike.
It is.
So when you start off, you have minimal equipment. The problem in my mind is the alarm system. It goes up too fast. Every 5 turns, something makes the level harder. Like at alarm 1, more cameras come on. That's easy enough to deal with. At alarm 2, the things you have to hack, their firewalls go up, making it harder to hack them. And then after that, it gets nuts, because that's when guards start pouring out of the elevators.
There is a great cost-benefit analysis, because the more time you spend exploring every little nook and cranny of this randomly generated floor, the more cash you could get. But the longer you stay there, the more guards come, and so it's finding that balance of, are you just gonna go for the objective and run out, or are you gonna, oh, that's safe. There's a safe, but it's 2 doors away and there's a roaming guard. Maybe I can sneak in there.
The way the levels work, you don't know where anything is.
Right.
You can start a level and start roaming your guys to the right, or maybe split them up and go to the right or left. And then by the time you get to alarm level 3, you haven't found anything but like a safe, and it turns out like the exit and the objective all were north. So then you have to try and make your way to the exit while dodging 18 guards.
And open door. It's an empty room.
It really is. There's literally nothing. I think they need to tweak things. I think they either need to be a little bit more generous with the alarm. It's only like, it goes up every 5 turns. It should probably be 7, maybe even 8. Or give me a vague idea of where I need to go.
You know, that would be a good idea. Because, like, I guess if you were a spy, you'd have some intelligence beforehand.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
wouldn't
like,
go in completely blind unless you were desperate, I guess. But
we'll drop you here. We think the safe is in this area. Yeah, that would be a smart idea. But that's actually something that can change, because this is something that we've never done on the show before, and it's something that I generally stay away from. This is an early access game. Mm-hmm. You buy the game and it's not quite done yet. Early access discussion.
well, it's very much not done, because the story, it's like it's got a story mode, but there's no story there. It's just you got 72 hours to prepare for the final mission. Yeah. And that just means going through and getting money and upgrading your characters. And I got to the final mission actually last night. A screen comes up that actually tells you, this is not the real final mission.
I usually try to stay away from early access games because it's not done yet, and I like to wait until there is a full presentation. But the problem for me is, by the time the game comes out, usually all of the hype is down. You know, like everyone who's wanted to play it has already played it. They're no longer talking about it, and so because I like to be a part of the game's conversation, I can't talk about it with them, so I just say fuck it.
Well, here's the thing though, Jack. What do you care what the hype is? As long as you're playing a finished game that you enjoy, do you really care if there's a buzz? Does that matter? Does that change anything?
It only matters when it comes to the conversation that I have with other people.
Okay. With things like Kickstarter and early access, independent publishers can do creative things again. Like I think we both agree that Invisible Ink is a new idea. It's something that hasn't been done before.
I agree.
And that's because of shit like early access. They get that money early that can go into them making the actual game they want to make. And they don't have to worry about a publisher who says, we're not going to fund this. We'll fund this kind of thing that we think will make X amount of dollars, but we're not going to fund this unproven, untested espionage turn-based stealth idea.
I don't dislike the idea of early access. I dislike the ubiquity. Is that a word? It has turned from something that should be able to give creative people the means to finish something, and has ended into a marketing strategy that now, because it's everywhere, I don't give a fuck about it anymore.
Okay, that's a dumb reason.
Is it a dumb reason?
That's a dumb reason. See, early access, Kickstarter or not, not every game's gonna work. Yeah. Not every creative idea is gonna pay off.
Right.
There's gonna be some failures. But with these tools, early access and Kickstarter, we've gotten some good shit.
I'm coming off on early access more negatively than I would like.
Okay.
Because in reality, I don't give a fuck. Because normally I don't do it. That's my rule. I just wait till the game is done.
Then don't play it. If the early build.
You wanted to do it for the show.
That's work, Jack.
This is work.
Now that work is done, you can stop playing the game and wait till it's done.
I don't want to. It's good.
This is such a weird argument.
It is a weird argument.
We've been talking about this for too long.
Way too long. Here's the real thing that bothers me about early access is Invisible Ink's pretty good. I liked it. That'll segue into what I think about it. I was really prepared not to like this game. Mm-hmm. Because it's not my usual kind of thing. I think you know about me. I like the jumping and the action, punch people in the face. Pew, pew, pew.
You're very much an arcadey kind of gamer.
Yes, I am. And so I enjoy more action-oriented games, and this is a game that makes you really slow down. You have to know what you're doing, you have to think about what you're doing, and you also need to be really polite. Make sure you close that door behind you.
Always close the door.
Damn it, they got away.
Well, I guess nothing was there. That door opened, I saw a guy, but now the door is closed, so the guy must be gone.
It took me days before I got comfortable. When I first started, I was completely fucking helpless.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the easier levels 2/3 of the time. But you learn the game. You learn how to hide more effectively. You learn that the guard's peripheral vision is really bad, and that you can hide right up against the door and they'll walk through and they won't see you. Oh, I don't have the pickpocket thing yet. Fuck. Oh.
Even though you're standing right next to him and like you were breathing on his neck because you were on a different tile, he can't see you.
This game is full of really tense moments.
This game managed to make a turn-based game nail-biting.
Yes.
It's very tense.
I was debating whether I liked the game or not, because it is very slow, and there are like when you're learning and you're dying a lot, it can feel very boring just because it doesn't feel like you're accomplishing anything. That first maybe 2-3 hours that I played, I didn't feel like I was learning or accomplishing anything, but then you find the flow. And so the biggest marker for me for whether or not I like a game is its escapism value. And it's a terrible way to rate things because it's all in you, right? It's all ethereal, if that's even a word. Does the game make me feel something? You know, and whether that's as simple as in Super Meat Boy, I feel like I'm jumping on walls, right? Great escapism value. The game makes me feel tense, and that's a good thing.
It's the most stressful turn-based game I've ever played. You can sit back and take as much time as you want and have a sip, drink while you're thinking about your next move, but this game is so stressful. So stressful. So I'd get a couple of levels in and I'm doing good. I got some half-decent equipment, and then, oh no, there's a guard I didn't know about. Oh no, he sees me. Okay, what am I gonna do? Maybe I can do nothing. Oh no, I'm dead. I lost everything. I lost all of my experience, all of my equipment. I'm fucked. And I turn the game off in disgust. But an hour later, I'll come back. I'm gonna do it again. And that's the sign of a good game right there, when you keep wanting to play it.
Yes. Yeah. When you are thinking about the game when the game is turned off. When you are thinking about different ways you could handle a situation, like, ooh, maybe I can try this. As soon as I got Deckard's pickpocket ability, and you realize that you can stay in cover, a guard will come, sneak up behind a guard, pick his pocket, then go right back into cover, so you can have that key card without knocking a guard out. You feel really sneaky. It makes you feel like a sneaky little spy.
It needs some polish. I do think they need to tweak the difficulty, but there are the makings of a great game.
Once you get like the magical plan, then things fall apart. What you need to do is just say, fuck it. Go in with your dick swinging and hope that no one notices you.
One of my big problems with the game that I don't think they're going to tweak is, what do you call this, like top-down isometric, right? But you only get 4 camera angles.
Yeah.
And none of the hallways line up with the camera angles, and so like you'll get in these situations, and we ran into one when we were playing where we couldn't really see where we were going no matter which camera angle we went, and this one was too far to the left and this one was too far to the right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just used to isometric games, but I didn't have any issues with not being able to see. Oh, shit! A bigger issue with me, and something that probably will be adjusted with updates, I didn't see a way to change hotkeys, to configure the keyboard controls, to configure anything. There's no reason a PC game should not have configurable controls. That's some console shit.
Absolutely. That shit is console, y'all.
I love that. That's so cartoony.
The lines.
The little footstep lines, you know, it's nice.
Wrap up time. So like I think our feelings are pretty clear on this.
Yeah, I think they're similar. We think it's difficult, but overall we like the game, and there's a lot of potential there.
So you would recommend it?
I would recommend it. Yeah.
I would also recommend it, but maybe wait until the full release. As I have strong feelings on early access.
Yeah, I mean, I think it needs some difficulty tweaking. I could stand to see a few more characters, maybe a few more hacking tools that get in the game, but fun.
I think Invisible Ink has the foundation of the formula correct for hard but fair. Or they could fuck it up, who knows? So like fun spy game, I don't necessarily believe it anytime you go invisible. Rich? Rich Evans? Rich Evans?